Did anybody know that? Anybody, raise your hand. Did you know that? Go check the FBI list, and then ask the FBI, why isn't Bin Laden on the? Of course, he's murdered, past. But when he was alive, find out from them, from the FBI. Ask them, why isn't Bin Laden on the FBI list? You know what they'll tell you? Because we didn't have enough evidence to connect Bin Laden to the 9/11 attack.
All right, so I'm still curious. What did they present to Al Qaeda?
And by the way, did you know that when 9/11 happened and they accused right away Bin Laden, immediately Bin Laden came on video. He released video saying, "I have nothing to do with it. What about it's against my religion to commit."
What about the video where he said, "I did do it, and I will keep doing it"?
That was the video. Obviously, look at the video. Look at that video. I have released, and then compare that with Bin Laden's other pictures that he released.
How do we know that
Not the same.
How do we know the videos where he said that he didn't do it weren't fake?
Just logic, right? Just think logic. Why would somebody say I didn't do it and then say, yeah, I didn't do it?
But you just said that they worked for the CIA, so they did do it. So now he's saying he didn't do it.
Bin Laden is very complex. Okay? There are many different things that could have happened. He could have been set up. He could have been actively paid on the payroll. I think he was set up. I think he was a patsy.
Like, where are you getting your information?
But wait a minute. Before we go there, right?
I'm just asking for your sources.
If the FBI couldn't get any evidence on Bin Laden connecting him to 9/11, why are you asking me? I can tell you, are you going to believe me? I can tell you that I spoke to a high-level CBS News executive who was my personal friend in the year 2003. And he told me in confidence that he said to me, "Jacob, you have no idea that the extension of this network of people in our nation that conducted this operation, you have no idea." And he said, "You have no idea how powerful these people are. If they feel threatened by you, me, the president, it's like the mafia, they kill you. Me, I'm just a regular guy. If I had publicity, they murdered Michael Jackson because he was going to come out. They murdered John Lennon. They murder people who are in the spotlight. I'm not in the spotlight. I don't have a mass following, so they don't care. They're not going to mess with me. But I'm telling you, for what it's worth, I'm telling you what I heard from my friend, who's a senior executive at CBS, and he told me that the people in the other levels, they don't know what happened, right? They just, like you, they believe the official governmental fiction theory, right? But they knew, and he said to me to cover it, and he told me that in 2003. That's all I can tell you about that. Now, as it relates to the towers, I'm an electrical engineer. There is no way a steel structure. Did you see? Did anybody see the inner cores of the columns of the World Trade Center? I think it's 47 steel columns. Have you seen a picture of it? Anybody? Anybody seen a picture of it? Right? How? The only way that building could have came down at free fall speeds is by demolishing that steel inner core. You have to follow the laws of physics.
Wait, how is the core destroyed?
The core, well, we can speculate on that. Obviously explosives. It could have been mini nukes. It could have been definitely military grade, sophisticated explosives. The building was pulverized to dust.
All right. Assuming that's true.
No. Do you know that the building was pulverized to dust? That's a fact.
I saw it come down. I watched it on TV. How did every single floor of that building get wired with explosives without anyone noticing? People they'd never seen before doing work on every single floor, on every single column. How did no one say that's weird?
First of all, it could have been wired many years in advance. Do you know who was sitting on the board of the security of the World Trade Center?
The guy who died?
One of the people that was sitting, director of security. You know who it was? Marvin Bush. So now, if he's a member of the directorship, right? One of the people. I'm not saying he was the only one. That already gives you a clue that maybe he could have possibly, right, allowed these people to enter the building, right?
Oh, certainly. I mean, yeah. Okay, let's
Well, the building could have been wired many years ago. But another thing is, and I think it's this, you want to know what I think? I think it was high technology, more advanced that we don't even know about, that the military has access to. There are weapons. Imagine when in 1959, the President Eisenhower warned the American people about the military-industrial complex. How many years ago was that? And he, the president, was warning the American people. Can you imagine the technology that we have now that is kept, of course, for obvious reasons, secret, that could have been used to bring those towers down? All we know is something demolished those steel structures, the steel core, and what pulverized the concrete. If you have a partial collapse, you're going to have big chunks. You're not going to have pulverization of the concrete. Those were pyroclastic explosions that you saw, those clouds of dust. You ever see a volcano erupt? It's the same kind of eruption.
Then what were they
clouds of
cleaning up
dust.
for?
That's an explosion.
What were they cleaning up for a year? I mean, the giant girders and all the huge sections of building they cleaned up for a year.
They picked, what did they?
For over a year, they were picking up huge sections of
They took it right off and carted it off to China.
No, yeah, I know that, but I mean, it wasn't just...
Destroy the evidence.
They were taking huge sections of metal. I mean, sections the size of this block. Right. They were not pulverized, they were pieces of metal.
Right.
That wasn't pulverized.
Oh, no. Oh, by the way, no, obviously not everything, right? The concrete was definitely pulverized. That was all the dust, right? And of course, there were pieces of metal. But there was molten metal. How do you explain molten steel metal? Pools of molten steel metal. How do you explain that? When the temperatures to melt, to create molten steel are 27 degrees centigrade or Fahrenheit, I forgot what it is. Whereas jet fuel only goes up to, I think it's 12 at the most, 1200. So half, almost half.
Well, I mean,
to create melted steel.
What about when other buildings burn? Like if any of these buildings burn, whenever a big building burns, the steel melts in there.
No, that's not true. You turn on your stove range and you've got heat going on. That metal doesn't melt because it takes extremely high temperatures to melt.
I'm completely aware it takes high temperatures, but I mean, I've had buildings burned down in my town with steel cores and the steel melts.
You saw molten steel from a fire.
I've seen heat enough to melt steel columns like that to cause a collapse in the structure.
It's impossible. You need very high temperatures. You need 27. Steel melts at what temperature?
I have no idea.
It's either 2,700 degrees centigrade or Fahrenheit. Gasoline and furniture at the highest temperature, I think it's 1,200. Don't hold me to these quotes exactly, but you get the idea. It couldn't possibly have melted the steel. So what did melt the steel? Okay? So you're dealing with all these interesting things, right? You have these pyroclastic clouds of dust that were pulverized. I mean, if you had a partial collapse, let's say a plane hits a building, right? And the plane did hit the building, and if you saw the video, the top section, I think it was building 1, right, was collapsing. According to angular momentum, right, that should continue. And it should fall down as a big chunk and fall to the ground, right? If you watch the video and you see the whole video, it pulverized even before it hit the ground. What created that pulverization? And concerning that, by the way, here's another point. Watch, there's certain videos that will show this, not all the videos. And I don't have my computer with me to show you, but one of the videos, when everything just exploded, right? At the very last frame, last couple of frames, you saw the metal frame, the core, and you know what happened? It vaporized. It looked like it vaporized.
So why hasn't the media shown this? I mean,
no, it's in the media. It was shown.
No, I mean, why have
these are media?
How come CNN, NBC?
Oh, why didn't they harp on it?
Yeah.
Well, for the first day they were saying this is a controlled demolition. But then after that, shut up.
They were saying on the first day
the
that
cover-up was completely shut up. Do you know that FEMA? Do you know what FEMA is? Federal Emergency Right Management. They were here on 9/10. Coincidence? Did you know that they were here on 9/10? FEMA was here on 9/10 before the attack. What were they doing here on 9/10? By the the way, there are many interesting things. These are the things at the top of my head. There are hundreds of these things. When you put them all together, they create a picture that's really clear.
Well, I'd like to go back to one thing we talked about earlier. The last thing I'd like to talk about with you was Al Qaeda a splinter cell of the CIA that was ordered by the CIA to attack us?
I think that was it a splinter cell? Wait, say that again. A splinter cell.
Was the Al Qaeda a splinter cell of the CIA? The CIA went to Al Qaeda and said, "We need you to fly planes into these buildings."
I think the way it happened, right, was Bin Laden was a holy man.
Okay.
Being a holy man, he didn't like bases being established in Saudi Arabia, right? That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
Remember the whole thing? He didn't, of course, like when Russia was invading an Arab country, so he fought there. And the CIA is very clever about this, you see. They say, okay, here's a guy that's doing all of this, right, using his money and his wealth. And they helped him out. We know the CIA was helping him, right, in Afghanistan against the Russia. So they took it another level. And I don't think he was bought out. I think he was set up. I think they were set up. The whole team, those Arabs. By the way, those Arabs that were in the plane, what country were they from?
Saudi Arabia.
The 19 Arabs were from Saudi Arabia. Why didn't we invade Saudi Arabia?
Because Saudi Arabia is our ally, and they let us establish military bases there and sell us oil. And the camps weren't there. The camps aren't there. I can go to South America, go to Colombia, and work for a drug cartel. They're not going to invade them. They're not going to send narco agents to bust in my house.
So as long as, you know, we're playing along in the mafia games, right, then we'll be okay. We can destroy people, we can kill people, but we'll get away with it because, hey, we're each getting, you know, rubbing each other's back.
So
is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying, why would they attack Saudi Arabia? The camps weren't there. The terrorists weren't hiding there. They were in Afghanistan.
But the Saudi Arabia, wait a minute. The terrorists, the so-called terrorists, the ones that were on the plane. See, I feel, by the way, there's so much to tell you. And by the way, I don't remember everything, but I'm telling you what I know. Like, on my computer, I have everything. If you go to my website, on my Facebook page, you'll get much more. Did anybody see that TV series program that was on television that released? It was an episode that was released in March of 2001. A few months, right? In March, before the attacks, in which the planes were hijacked and remotely controlled to go into the World Trade Center.
Okay.
Did you see? Did anybody see that episode? Don't even. You can look it up. It's on the internet. It's you know, it's much more involved than what I'm telling you.
What station broadcast this?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But if you look it up, you'll find all of those things.
What's the name of the episode?
If you look up. Let me think. What keywords could you look up? 9/11. What they call it, they have a word for it. People have invented a word for it. Predictive programming.
Okay.
Yeah, predictive programming. See, Hollywood. You know what Hollywood's the magic wand? It's the way they control your mind. Hollywood, they're magicians. Well, these people are masters, and anyway, some of the things that they do is they put things out, like things you're seeing in the movie today. Some of that stuff you're going to see in the future happening in real life.
Okay, now, on the
I know this is kind of like, I know that's far out, I know that's crazy.
predictive programming,
You don't know these people. I was adopted into their family. They're secret society people. They're highly secretive, highly deceptive, and they're deadly serious, and they've been around for thousands and thousands of years. And I was adopted into their
people
family.
who know about the secret, which group? That's been around for thousands of years. What is the group that's been around for thousands of years?
They're not one group. Okay? The group I belong to are the Sons of Light. We are trying to stop. See, Mother Earth in the year 2012 is going to shake if we do not stop our aggression on this planet. Did you guys see the movie The Day When the Sun Stood Still, when the alien came to, right, that old 1950s movies, right? And what was his message? Hey guys, get it together, man.
what is going to
Because we're going to blow you out of the universe.
What in 2012?
Because we don't tolerate this violence.
What in 2012 will shake the universe? Is that like a
The
self-aware?
tectonic plates.
The tectonic plates.
Yes, this was given to me in 1998,
Okay.
and it was told to me that in the year 2001, that there'd be a catastrophic event that would be the marking point for the beginning, and that it would get worse and worse and worse. That the situation around the world would get worse and worse, not just war, the war and the economy, but all the things that you're seeing in nature. These are signs. It's going to get worse. More hurricanes, more earthquakes, and it's going to. If we do not end,
Is this God doing this?
you would call it God.
Okay.
Yes, you would call it God. Oh no, who's doing it? Oh no, it's we're doing it.
Oh, we're doing it.
Meaning, what's the cause of the reaction of the tectonic plates?
I mean, why is everything going to increase? Is God saying
No, it's not like that. No. Every time you do a selfish thing in your life, or you do an act of aggression, that vibrates. It's energy, vibe, and that it gets absorbed into the earth. It gets absorbed everywhere. Mother Earth is absorbing 7 billion people who are living in horror and suffering to various degrees, right? Not everyone at the same degree. And this has been hundreds and hundreds of years now, billions and billions of people. That's accumulating in Mother Earth. So if it does hit, and I'm trying to prevent it, I don't want it to happen, okay? But if it does happen, it's our own stuff coming back to us.
So what it is whenever someone...
It's not punishment from God.
So whenever we do something wrong, say I steal her purse and punch her, but a negative force comes out of me, and the earth feels that, and the buildup of this force over all these years is going to cause...
I'm explaining it to you in very simplistic terms, yes.
Okay.
But you get the idea, right?
What was the name of the society you said you belonged to? Or can't you tell? You can't tell me.
It would be just too fantastic. You wouldn't. If I told you more and more, I can tell you certain things, right?
Okay.
So maybe ask another question. I can't tell you that.
Sorry, can I interject about something you guys were talking about here? Are you talking about 9/11 truth?
One of the things we're talking about.
One of the things, okay. I believe that 9/11 was not what's being portrayed on the TV and CNN and everything. But I haven't looked into what you were just talking about here, and I hear these things about 2012 and things like that. But I have a problem with people when they bring up issues that at least on the surface sound so far-fetched that
You have to go slow.
it distracts from the issue of 9/11.
You know what it is, my friend? To explain it to you. A lot of these people have put a lot of time and effort, and they're expecting you to know, and they're throwing this all on you.
Who?
Meaning people in the 9/11 movement, they have devoted so much time and energy. So, and they're expecting you to know a lot, and so they throw all this at you, and it's just too much. It's too overwhelming.
I think I already know a lot about actually 9/11, about how it was fabricated basically. But what I'm talking about is that when we bring issues that sound far-fetched scientifically, based on the history of the world and everything. When we're talking about the end of the world in 2012,
we somehow fell into that.
Yeah,
because this is the utmost
that's too far-fetched. That's too far-fetched, and it takes away from the legitimacy of 9/11.
Devoted my whole life to it. My life is devoted to it.
I respect that, but I'm just letting you know that I think that distracts.
My friends and family, you know where they are?
Evidence
They're
that
in
we can look
compounds.
at.
They already got their supplies. They've been doing this for since the early.
That's taking away from the
Wait. Your friends and family, what, like government prison compounds or like military compounds?
Into a family. This family goes way, way back.
By
Thousands and
family, do you
thousands.
mean like a mom and dad, or like a group, a covenant of people?
No, like mom and dad.
Okay.
Who, gave birth and had mom and dads and so on and so forth, the grandfather and all of that, the grandchildren. I know it sounds great. I know. You know how long it took me to get to where I am, to learn? I mean, I started when I was 18 years old. let me say this, there's much disinformation, I think we could all agree. So much disinformation, misinformation out there. So much lies. It's so hard, but that's by design. They don't want you to get at the truth. They want to keep you running around confused. Oh, it's this. Oh, no, it's this. Oh, no, it's that. So, granted, you really have to dedicate. They made it difficult, even with the internet, right? Because they flooded you with all this information. You're bombarded with information. Most of it is garbage, right? And you're there trying to get at you just want to know the truth. What are the facts? Just tell me the facts so I can act, right? Because every human being, right, is acting on what they know, right? So it's of the utmost importance to get your facts completely straight, because that will determine how you respond in the world around you, right? So what I'm trying to do is way people are educated. Point them to information, right? Engage in conversation like this. Get the wheels turning. You gotta start thinking freely for yourself.
Occupy Wall Street, which is a national, thing, it's swept the nation, it's protesters everywhere. Do you think why hasn't the government killed you guys off?
Let me give you an example of what I know directly. Do you guys know that the police, in their police cars, when they see a homeless person in the city, or when they see a lunatic, and there's lots of them because they let them out many years ago and they're roaming the streets, they actually take them into the car and they bring them here in order to subvert and give it back. There are people here that come in and go, oh my God. You see what I'm saying? And they judge, That's by design.
So
they want to subvert it.
Rather than kill you, they are undermining your movement by basically.
It's the oldest trick in the book. They do this all the time. If you were in the power, you'd do the same thing.
And that gives them legitimacy. Say, hey, look, there's a fight that's going on. We got to go break it up, and that's why we got to.
You think they want 5 million people who are well educated and ready to act and have no fear? We could take over this city.
So what is your end goal? In the end, what would you like to see happen?
Love and wisdom.
Okay.
Be the foundation upon all of what we do. No authority. No authority. Authority is the denial of love. Any authority.
Okay. All right.
Wait, let me go further. Right? Equality. Where we love each other. Where we really care about each other, right? Therefore cooperation. Therefore communication.
And I don't think there's really anyone out there that's going to disagree that should be happening. But what happens? When you have people like Hitler, who you have everyone else who wants this love and equality, and there's no authority, no police. I'm just you mean no police, military, stuff like that. Who stops people like that? Who stops evil?
Is Hitler here today?
No, he's dead. He's the military.
Well, point to somebody. Let's talk about what's going on now, right? Maybe somebody like Hitler, to make your point, whatever point you're trying to make. But let's talk about what's going on now. Let's not get lost in what happened. Let's look at what's going on fully and completely now, because now is the future. We know what's happening now, we know what's going on. So the question is, what is happening? You know that we live in a republic or a democracy. We live in a plutocracy. A fraction.
That's the problem with your saying you want this utopia of like this anarchy where everybody.
Don't give it a name. Right?
You want a situation.
I don't want anything. Wait, I don't want anything. He asked me a question, what's the vision, right, that I see the world can be like, right? You see, I know the world can live this way.
But the world in and of itself, the world as it is today, in this
Fighting,
in this situation,
conflict,
right, but the thing is,
struggle.
everyone's human. That's the thing. You can't have a situation with no authority. When everyone's human, everybody's gonna feel a different way.
You're making a good point, meaning when you're dealing with the deaf, dumb, and blind and animalistic natures, you need laws and you need authority to maintain an imposed order, right? I agree. That's why we have this. But envision, imagine an enlightened people who are enlightened, who don't need to be told what is right, what is wrong. They are living in love with wisdom.
And that would be
There's There's no laws. You don't need laws or
think
the
that-
authorities. What?
Do you think that could be accomplished?
Yes, I created Jacob's Ladder to do that. I found the key to wake you up right now, here and now, without taking time.
And what is
And I'll make it really simple. What is the one act that if you do it right now, will open the portal for you to enter this state that I'm talking about, this state of love, wisdom, ecstasy? What would it be?
I have no idea.
Take a guess. Think. What would bring you to that state of no division, no separation, therefore no conflict?
I feel like you actually have to have a raceless, genderless species because there will always be sexes, there will always be races.
No, look, a person is whatever, a man, a woman, or whatever. You know, that's superficial. Go beyond that. What is below that?
You look at others and do to others as you want them to do.
But who's looking at others?
Everybody looks.
But who is that? Who is the I that is going to look at others? Who's talking to me now?
I'm talking to you now.
Who is the I that's talking to me now? Who are you?
I'm Jeremiah, I go to college, I'm visiting, I'm trying to see what you guys are doing here, so
Go deeper then. Continue. Who are you?
why don't you tell me?
No. Let's do it together. Who are you? Let's find out now. That means you have to look. Don't tell me what you know. You have to look now, fresh, right?
We're all human beings.
We're all human beings. But upon that human beingness, right, is what? Some sort of programming, right? I'm a German, I'm a Russian, I'm a Catholic, I'm an atheist, I'm a this, I'm a that. I believe this, I don't believe that, right? And that programming then forms the basis of the separation. If the mind is free of programming, there's no separation, right?
So you think that religion is what needs to be eliminated to make?
I don't say to eliminate anything. Follow. Listen, don't follow. Listen, right? We're looking at what is involved, what's happening here now, right? Meaning, a person says, I have a belief. What does that belief do? I'm saying it makes a space between you and the other. The minute you say I,
You're saying to have no beliefs.
I don't say have no beliefs. Go slow. I'm not advocating anything. We're trying to find out simply what is happening, right?
Okay.
There's division. What? I don't advocate anything. Meaning, we're friends. Wait. We're friends hanging out for no reason, and we're looking together. And so, this friend here says, what is happening now, here, right now? And I say, well, I observe separation and division, right?
Yeah.
One may say that, right? Do you see it?
I see.
What do you see? In other words, you have to look.
Right, but aren't you creating separation and division by me? I mean, wouldn't the best way for you to accomplish that be to take all these
I don't know why I'm here.
You don't know why you're here.
Oh, no, I never know.
All right, well, wouldn't it be better? I have a suggestion. Is
The minute you have a reason, that makes the illusion of the I. The I is what creates the division.
All right, if this life force of individuals here, minus the crazy people, instead of sitting here, I mean, you
Oh, I'm
have,
all over the place.
They're
I'm not just here. What are you talking about? Or them? I'm everywhere.
so you're like a omnipresent spirit. Do you believe you're human?
The idea that you can escape
course I'm a
your
human
beliefs
being.
and
You're a human
programming
being.
is in itself
And you're a human being.
Yes, I am.
that
But-
is impossible to escape. I mean, that's the nature of
We're not trying to
existence.
escape anything. We're merely looking. We're observing.
But the idea that there's
We don't have any ideas.
there's
We're
a
looking.
way
The
to
ideas
be
and escape from
outside of
looking.
ideas is a false construct.
You need to get out of your own beliefs and your separation.
I didn't say that.
See beyond.
I actually didn't say that. You heard that. That's your own mind
What did you say
interpreting
to me?
what I said.
What
Look,
did you really mean?
I'm saying, let's be clear. What is happening here now? You tell me.
We're all talking.
You're
programming.
Further, go further. What else?
We're all
What?
communicating.
You're programming.
Oh, God, if I'm programming you, that's terrible.
Okay,
Look, you're already programmed.
You're trying to convince us to see
Wait,
something
you're already
different.
programmed, right?
yeah.
Did I make that up? Is that a theory? Is that a belief?
And so are you. I mean,
Wait, I'll include myself. Let's include me. I'm programmed. You're programmed. What does programming do right now? What is it doing right now to us?
Unites us and divides us.
Creates
What?
barriers.
And unites us.
Barriers? It unites us.
Barriers and bonds. I mean, it does both. It creates connections and barriers. You know, if I feel an affinity to this guy, then there's a connection. If I feel offended by him, then there's a barrier. I mean, it creates both. You know.
But you know how? But look, you know what you're explaining there is what most people are doing. They made an I, that made a division, and then you go into build bridges. The ideas that are in common are like the bridge over a gap that doesn't even exist. You're wasting energy. Meaning, that's what we're doing now. You explained it. That's what we're doing. We created this sense of me. Invented, not created, invented this illusionary me. What is this me, by the way? Who am I? And what is that I doing in this gathering?
Situation, you are whatever your name is, a human being, and you're out here attempting to explain to us the facade that we're living in currently because of shadowy puppet masters.
I'm pointing something out, but you have to look. If you're merely listening to my words, you're not looking.
But everyone here already said they agree with that.
Wait, we agree with what?
That we're
Let's
programmed
summarize.
to some degree.
We're programmed. What is the... Okay, we all agree with that? Okay, that's clear, right? That's pretty clear. Okay. What is that programming doing to us now? So some say it unites, some say it divides. It's doing both, right? And what I'm saying, what we call that activity of doing both, meaning this programming invents the illusion of me, right? My program, which then makes the division between the me and the not me. So now there's division, right? And then I say, let's make a bridge over the division, right? Through ideas, through commonality of beliefs, whatever, that bind us together. But the division is still there. Is there a division? Or is there an illusion invented by what? But is the division actually there, or is it more like a mirage? You believe it's there?
It is there.
What? You're acting. It's there. Well, not just thought, because we need thought, but thought as the observer, right? As the listener.